Because we felt like it.
I think like we were touring the first album for so long, we didn't really get a chance to get back in the studio properly until like 2016, early 2017. So, you know, we needed to have those life experiences. We felt that we needed to be on tour and experience the world and take the opportunity that had been given to us by the success of the first album to, you know, to get to gather those stories and gain those emotions and those lessons that you need in order to then like go back into the studio and feel like you have something valid to talk about.
I think the band obviously had a big impact on the way we thought about music, because we took, you know, what was essentially like a bedroom produced record and translated that into like a proper live band. And so for us coming back to the second record, it was always in our minds. I think at some point we had to kind of relearn how we wanted to approach the record, and the experiences had to be personal and honest. It's a more autobiographical record, so essentially like it had to come back to the core of it, which is obviously myself and T, and we just worked on loads of different ideas and had to learn to experiment again and try loads of different things out to kind of get moments that were organic and honest.
I think a lot of what happened on the first record was very unexpected. You know, we made that album without any expectations of people even hearing it. You know, like we just sort of started putting songs out online, and then suddenly the snowball got bigger and bigger and bigger. So I don't think there was any plan. We just wanted to, you know, the only plan that we had in our heads was to make music that felt honest to us and that felt like, you know, we could connect to it ourselves as listeners more than anything, because once that happens and once you're in a place where you're completely comfortable with the art that you're making, then giving it to the world is a less
daunting process.
Daunting experience, yeah.
I think, you know, plans are plans, and they a lot of the time go out the window. You know, like if you've got a plan, it's very difficult to be free and be creative within that, because you're constantly thinking about the plan. And you know, for us it's about experimentation and having fun and telling true stories, especially on this record. And then you'll know when a record's finished, and I think that, you know, there was a couple of points where we thought it was finished but it wasn't quite finished, and we kind of wrote extra songs, and you know, it feels really good now.
I think the second album for us feels deeper, sonically and emotionally. And that was a big, you know, we wanted to, as artists, you want to make better work than you did before. So the pressure that we put on ourselves, and that's the only kind of pressure that we've ever felt for this record, is can we make an album that we think is better than the album that we made the first time? And I think, you know, we're quite positive about that. You know, we feel that we've really achieved what we set out to do. So, you know, if that translates into the world again on another level and goes even further than the first one, then that's amazing. But I think at the end of the day, we're super happy with it, so that's all that matters.
The essence of the new record is basically like a cycle of love. You know, it's like a post-apocalyptic radio station playing breakup songs. You know, that was sort of a weird little concept that we started to kind of flow on, and for us it's about the experience of, you know, falling in love and falling out of love and changing and growing, and you know, it's based on true events, which, you know, makes it even more relevant to us. And I think that the more we can relate to it, the more other people can relate to it. As I said, the cycle of love, which is like the kind of upbeat feeling of like happiness. You know, it starts with smile, and smile's like an uplifting, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take on the world with you, and like this is great, and kind of gradually goes through the motions, and you get the ups and downs of that, and then you get to the second side, which starts with House in LA, and at that point the record becomes a little bit more reflective on an experience and kind of shows a weird, darker, more psychedelic route. I mean, Frank Ocean obviously is a massive influence, and just the way he's like, you know, artistically expresses himself. Bon Iver at the same time.
Yeah, but then like Dilla's always been a huge influence for us in terms of production. Like that whole like sampling thing that hip hop does is something that's always really, really caught our imagination.
We tend to kind of make our own sort of sounds and then cut them up and resample them, and you know, there's loads of different, each track has a different process of how it was completed. Some will be programmed and others will be sometimes more live.